Hey everyone, I'm Austin and this is Sad Boys Anime. Today, I want to talk to y'all about Toilet Bound Hanako Kun. This one is going to be spoiler free, but let me know if you want one with spoilers in the future because there's a lot more I could say about this show. Let's get started. The Japanese name for this show is Jibaku Shonen Hanako Kun, but to save time, I'm just going to be referring to it as Toilet Bound from here on out. Toilet Bound was first published in Square Enix's monthly G Fantasy magazine. The manga was picked up for an anime adaptation by Studio Lerche, which has done anime such as Assassination Classroom, Danganronpa, and more recently, Given. When you do a quick Google search, you find the author of this manga to be someone by the name of Iro Ida, but this is actually two people. It seems to be the first piece of media they have published, and I hope they both continue to make more manga. If anyone knows more about these two, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know more about them. The art style for this show is amazing. The references to traditional and cultural Japanese style are prevalent throughout the whole anime. I get Demon Slayer vibes from the characters and backgrounds in regards to the amount of detail and stylistic flourishes present. The use of thick line art is always something I enjoy in shows. I mean, look at how much these characters pop against the backgrounds. It brings in a unique style, and I wish more anime would take this approach. It doesn't look like that. There's no same face syndrome going on here. Each character has their own design and stands out in their own way. You can really tell how each person is feeling with the raw emotion present in their faces. Another thing is the color usage. So much thought was put into the vibrant color palette for this show, and the viewer can recognize the vibe of the scene without even hearing what's going on because of its expressive nature. Everything artistically blew me away when I first sat down to watch this show, and it never once stopped being amazing. A lot of the transitions are presented like manga panels, and every second there's something else on screen. The way the scenery is drawn makes the setting feel like it has actually been lived in. From the textures to the shadows present, everything comes together to make a stunning piece of art that helps tell the story wordlessly. If the art was the only good thing though, it wouldn't be such an amazing show. So let's move on to the plot and the writing. This show, at its core, is all about Japanese ghost stories. Our main characters are a group of kids going to a school in what seems to be rural Japan. The school has a group called the Seven Wonders that are supernatural entities tied to the school. Along with these, there are other apparitions that appear. The apparitions are actually canonically descended from the yokai in Japanese folklore. Our main character, Nene Yashiro, is in her first year at Kamome Academy. She is hoping for her crush to like her back, and hears one of the Seven Wonders might be able to help her. Hanako Kun, the seventh wonder of the school, attempts to help her, but after some complications arise, he ends up having to save her life at the cost of her becoming his assistant. They work together to help the apparitions living in the school and make sure the balance between the supernatural world and the human world is not disrupted. The coolest thing about this show is the way that this is done. The whole idea is that the consciousness of the people in the human world can affect the behaviors and attitudes of those in the spirit world. For example, the moke. These cute little bunny creatures are harmless, but because of a rumor started in the school suggesting that they lure you in to kill you by stealing trinkets that are important to you, they become a terrifying monster that does exactly that. Spreading the truth and shifting the consciousness can change the creatures back into their cute, harmless state. The apparitions have no power over what is said about them and cannot go against what the humans perceive them to be, or they will be forgotten and disappear from the world forever. Yashiro and Hanako work together, keeping these smaller spirits under control. But at the same time, there's a family of exorcists out to get Hanako. Because Hanako is one of the wonders of the school, he is a very powerful apparition, so these exorcists want to make sure he cannot do any harm. This is where our feisty, delinquent dumbass Ko Minamoto comes in. He is first seen trying to exorcise Hanako-kun, but he isn't skilled enough to do so, and it backfires. He ends up tagging along with the group, suggesting he is keeping an eye on Hanako-kun, but secretly he is just really into having friends and spending time with these two. He starts to get really attached to them, and his brother, a much more skilled exorcist, is always hovering over his back telling him to get rid of Hanako. Along the way, you begin meeting the other of the 7 wonders of the school, some being allies and some being evil. One other thing to mention is the last part of each episode before the ending song plays. The episodes all end with a radio announcer who is spreading the negative rumors about the apparitions in order to change the students' perception of them. As the show progresses, you get to see her have a more hands-on connection with other students, and you're constantly wondering who she is and why she's doing this. This section is all about our main characters and how they interact. I touched on this with Minamoto and Hanako's friendship, but we're going to get more into all of our main characters in this section. Yashiro is just a clueless, love-crazy high school girl. She was rejected by her first crush, who told her that she has radish legs. Pursuing this crush is the whole reason she got into things like gardening and sewing in order to fit in with the other girls at school. After meeting Hanako, she is able to open up a new side of her and doesn't feel obligated to do those things anymore. She moves away from being love-crazy to caring more for her friends and the relationship she's building with them instead. Whenever Hanako is on the screen, I'm having a great time. He's a super fun character to watch. He's constantly switching from being goofy to serious to flirtatious to ready to throw hands at any given moment. As the show progresses, you find out he wasn't always this happy-go-lucky type of kid, and you see the darker sides of him as well as get to know his past. The mystery surrounding his past leaves you wanting to learn more, and every episode it feels like you're getting closer to the truth. As I mentioned before, Minamoto is our feisty delinquent dumbass. He believed everything his brother and family told him about apparitions until meeting Hanako and realizing not all of them are bad. We see another side of him as the show progresses, and you see he's actually a big softie at heart. He loves to cook and always tries to be nice to everyone. His older brother has never met a nice apparition and is trying to convince him to exorcise Hanako because he thinks he shouldn't exist. He threatens to exorcise Hanako himself if he won't do it, and this puts a lot of pressure on him because he's becoming friends with Hanako. To be honest, there's only one brain cell between our 3 main characters, and usually Hanako has it. The 3 of them connect right away with Hanako at the center. He's the driving force of this group and of the plot. Even though he's a 50-year-old apparition, he's easy to relate to, and this is really beneficial to the viewer, making his character feel more human and sympathetic. Along the way, you realize that Hanako isn't used to being around humans or understanding human emotions. He learns how to make genuine connections through Yashiro's influence. As the trio works together, they get closer and closer to finding out the mysteries behind Hanako and the other wonders of the school. I'll be the first to admit that I don't always watch shows in sub. This show is one of the ones that has an amazing dub. Since the show was licensed by Funimation, they were able to get a lot of really popular, talented voice actors on board. Hanako Kun is voiced by Justin Briner, who most people would recognize as the voice of Midoriya in My Hero Academia. A lot of voice actors have an issue with always being seen as the one popular character they portray, but Justin is able to work around this and makes Hanako feel like a completely different character. Other notable voices would be Tia Ballard playing Yashiro and David Matranga playing Teru. Tia is the voice of Happy from Fairy Tail and 02 in Darling in the Franxx, while David is the voice of Todoroki from My Hero Academia and Bertolt from Attack on Titan. These VAs all have amazing voices, and this helps to round out the already colorful characters. This anime is one of those you can start watching and realize that you've finished it. The pacing is amazing, the writing is good, the art is enticing. It all flows together really nicely to make an easily digestible shonen-style anime. There's a healthy mix of comedy, horror, and romance to keep you entertained. Have any of you watched this show? Let us know down in the comments what you thought of it if you have, and if you haven't, did this video pique your interest? If you liked this video, give us a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Peace.